Bans for 18 to 20-year-old adults, guns that are in common use.
If we can't save all lives, it's not worth saving a single life.
For that 10 years we had it done, the number of mass shootings actually went down.
We took up bills for National Police Appreciation Week. We took up the actual bill.
And their recent actions against firearms manufacturers, federal firearms licenses, or FFLs.
Even law enforcement officials have told me and told other champions of this legislation.
Civilian ammo production ceased. The House's recent move to force the U.S. Army to cease the production of civilian ammunition has brought attention to the broader implications of such decisions, especially in light of incidents like the tragic shooting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This incident, where a former Marine unleashed a deadly attack on law enforcement officers, highlights the potential consequences associated with ammunition manufacture. The Baton Rouge shooting, occurring on a sweltering summer morning, involved a former Marine armed with a semi-auto rifle. The investigation into the incident revealed a chilling reality. The speed and devastation of the attack were attributed not only to the gunman's combat training, but also to his use of green-tip ammunition. What further intensifies the gravity of this situation is the revelation that these cartridges were manufactured at Lake City. While a connection between Lake City and the Louisiana shooting went unnoticed by the public, senior managers at Lake City were already anticipating the possibility of news reports linking the plant to such crimes. Their concerns extended beyond public perception. They feared that the resultant publicity might trigger a political furor and, in turn, jeopardize the commercial production at Lake City. This delicate balance between public scrutiny and maintaining a viable production facility underscores the complexities inherent in ammunition manufacturing. The House's decision to halt civilian ammunition production adds another layer of significance to the situation. It reflects a broader concern regarding the role of ammunition in civilian incidents and the potential risks associated with the widespread availability of certain types of bullets. The Baton Rouge case serves as a poignant example of how ammunition, specifically from Lake City, can play a crucial role in high-profile and devastating shootings.
Bans for 18 to 20-year-old adults, guns that are in common use.
Striking a clause in the preamble is per se germane, neither adds nor subtracts, and police
from engaging in defense from imminent harm.
Large capacity magazines increase.
We took up bills for National Police Appreciation Week. We took up the actual bill.
The people of Oregon passed the Reduction of Gun Violence Act.
9 categories of semi-automatic weapons were included in that ban.
Records show that Lake City ammunition has been linked to criminal trials as far back as the 1970s. However, with the increasing availability of this ammunition at retailers, its presence in more and high-profile shootings became evident. To address this, the Army took a step approximately 4 years ago by making an ammunition expert at Lake City available to assist in criminal investigations. The House's decision to intervene in the production of civilian ammunition, particularly in the context of incidents like the Baton Rouge slaying, raises questions about the balance between civilian access to ammunition and its potential misuse. It prompts a reevaluation of the regulatory framework surrounding ammunition production and distribution, with an emphasis on public safety and preventing the misuse of such products. In supposition, the Baton Rouge shooting and the subsequent connection to Lake City ammunition highlight the intricate interplay between military-grade ammunition, civilian incidents, and regulatory decisions. The House's intervention reflects a growing awareness of the need to address the potential risks associated with certain types of ammunition. As discussions unfold, the challenge lies in finding a balance that ensures public safety without unduly restricting the legitimate use of ammunition for lawful purposes. Lake City ammo shift. In recent developments, the U.S. Army has ceased the production of civilian ammunition at the Lake City ammunition plant in Independence, Missouri, prompting widespread speculation and discussion. While initial conjectures centered around a perceived reluctance of the current federal government to manufacture civilian ammo, deeper insights reveal a multifaceted scenario. One prominent factor contributing to the shift in ammunition production lies in the alarming statistics provided by the FBI. According to their data, a staggering 57% of violent crimes involve ammunition from Lake City, specifically in popular calibers such as 5.56 and 9mm. The distinctive LC marking on casings found at crime scenes underscores the prevalence of Lake City ammo in criminal activities. This revelation raises questions about the potential implications of concentrating a significant portion of ammunition production in a single facility. A noteworthy aspect of the recent developments is the federal government's decision to intensify its tracking of ammunition casings. Traditionally, forensic investigations focused on bullet markings, but a reverse trend is emerging where casings found at crime scenes are meticulously documented and traced. This newfound emphasis on casing tracking provides law enforcement agencies with additional tools to analyze and understand the dynamics of violent crimes involving arms. The decision to halt civilian ammo production at Lake City may be a strategic response to curb the proliferation of specific calibers associated with a high incidence of violent crime.
100 bullets that can be fired from that weapon.
If we can't save all lives, it's not worth saving a single life.
Even law enforcement officials have told me and told other champions of this legislation. We passed in 1994 with bipartisan support in Congress and the support of law enforcement.
And their recent actions against firearms manufacturers, federal firearms licenses or FFLs.
They sometimes feel outgunned by assault weapons with large capacity magazines.
By redirecting resources and altering production priorities, the government aims to address concerns related to public safety. The shift is indicative of a broader effort to adapt to evolving challenges in law enforcement and arm regulation. Beyond the domestic landscape, global events such as the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and Israel contribute to the complex narrative surrounding ammunition shortages. The strain on military resources due to these conflicts has created a ripple effect, impacting the availability of ammunition for civilian use. As geopolitical tensions persist, the delicate balance between military needs and civilian demand becomes increasingly challenging to maintain. In decision, the cessation of civilian ammunition production at the Lake City ammunition plant is a nuanced response to multifaceted challenges. The high incidence of violent crimes involving Lake City ammo has prompted a reevaluation of priorities, leading to increased scrutiny and tracking of ammunition casings. Simultaneously, global geopolitical events have added pressure to the supply chain, creating a complex landscape that demands strategic adaptations. As discussions continue, stakeholders in the arms industry, law enforcement, and the public remain attentive to the evolving dynamics that shape the production and distribution of ammunition. Ammo tracking and policy. In recent times, a significant shift has occurred in the ammunition landscape, notably involving the cessation of civilian contracts for Lake City ammo, a move accompanied by compelling statistics regarding the use of certain calibers in violent crimes. Specifically, 5.56 and 9mm ammunition, marked with an LC for Lake City, constitutes a substantial 57% of casings found at crime scenes, as reported by the FBI. One crucial aspect that adds depth to this development is the recent initiative by the federal government to track ammunition casings. Traditionally, forensic investigations primarily focused on bullet markings, but this paradigm has shifted. Now, not only are bullet markings scrutinized, but the casings found at crime scenes are also meticulously traced, documented, and stored digitally. This comprehensive tracking system represents a reversal in the typical investigative process and provides law enforcement agencies with a potent tool to understand and combat violent crimes involving arms. The correlation between the surge in ammunition casing tracking and the subsequent halting of civilian contracts at Lake City Ammo raises thought-provoking questions about the motivations behind these actions.
For that 10 years we had it done, the number of mass shootings actually went down. We should limit how many rounds a weapon can hold. Why in God's name?
Well, state and federal lawsuits have stopped Measure 114 from going into effect ever since voters passed it back in November.
But after Republicans let the law expire in 2004, and those weapons were allowed to be sold again.
It's important that our Constitution does have a Second Amendment.
I think that all the amendments are important. It's very hard to start comparing.
Like AK-47s and AR-15s. And in the 10 years it was law.
Less than a year after the initiation of digitalized casing tracing, civilian contracts were abruptly terminated. While the ammunition shortage is acknowledged as a contributing factor, the core of the matter seems to be the federal government's overarching effort to disarm America. The assertion here is that the government, fueled by its ambitions, sees a connection between the ammunition traced back to Lake City and its broader objectives. The abrupt halt in civilian contracts is perceived as a strategic move, leveraging the statistics on violent crimes involving specific calibers. This abrupt policy shift aligns with a broader narrative of governmental actions seemingly aimed at limiting access to arms. It's crucial to acknowledge that the ammunition shortage is a complex issue with multifaceted causes, including global events and military demands. However, the deliberate coupling of ammunition tracking with a cessation of civilian contracts from Lake City suggests a more intricate strategy at play. The government's actions can be interpreted as utilizing the ammunition shortage as a catalyst to advance a disarmament agenda. In conclusion, the recent developments in ammunition production, tracking, and government policy underscore a delicate interplay of factors. The statistics on violent crimes, the digitalized tracking of ammunition casings, and the subsequent cessation of civilian contracts at Lake City Ammo weave a narrative that extends beyond mere logistical challenges. It prompts a closer examination of the government's motivations, ambitions, and the nuanced ways in which policy decisions impact the broader landscape of firearms and ammunition accessibility in the U.S. As discussions continue, stakeholders must grapple with the intricate dynamics shaping the intersection of crime, tracking, and government policy in the realm of arms. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.